Hey guys, this is Rurouni K95 here, and once again I gotta do another type of a topic of this discussion video, which I haven't thought of doing one like this one before in a while. And I know it's 6 in the morning though, but this is something I haven't thought of doing one before, which is something I really need to get to do as well. And today I'm here to be doing a topic about the DVD ones in the topic. Yes, this is going under topics under DVD and Blu-ray releases on there, on anime as well. Today we're going to be talking about the discussion of, I'm calling the differences between buying US DVD releases of anime and Japanese DVD releases of anime. So, for the thing about these US DVD releases of anime on here, for example, on home video, like recently, once there was basically of how it has gotten to the point though, take for example, here, what we have as well is on there's types of home video releases of anime. For example, like Animego, US on Central Park Media, Bandai Entertainment, Viz Media, Discotek Media, Media Blasters, and manga video as well. And there's also these Image Entertainment releases on anime on there as well. Let's not forget about it. On every other occasions to the fact on some stuff as well. And there's also particularly the fact of how they're more different to be commonly known, because despite that we have US DVD releases of anime that we got here in Region 1, especially particularly here in the US and also Canada. Despite though that US DVD Region 1 DVDs of anime were available in the US and Canada as well, because they play on a Region 1 DVD player. But there's the most obviously ones on there that you could find particularly as well, of how I wanted to come by to discover something on this whole credibility capable thing of how I wanted to discover particularly of how I come by on discovering a DVD release ones, as from what I under the fact as well of how I'm giving you the results as well. And you know, there these kinds as well of some sorts. And there's also more different than the other region ones, especially what we got in Region 2 on those other anime DVDs that are only in Japanese, no subtitles, especially in Japan. Aside the US DVD releases in the US and Canada, Japan has basically got the most commonly known for of how they got Japanese DVD releases is on every anime title on DVDs, because they're only mainly in Japanese, but no subtitles. They're the obvious ones that you find on these, like, DVD memorial sets on there, which is basically the equivalent to US DVD releases of anime on these limited edition box sets on there, despite the fact that box sets take a lack of shelf space in your collection, in your shelf as well. But that's particularly of how I wanted to have the thing of how I wanted to, like, come by on something. Of how you would know for this. you could basically want to learn the fact as well. Yeah, especially if you want to watch anime that is only dubbed in Japanese with no subtitles. That's the good results of how you can get those Japanese DVD releases of anime on there. Especially you can find them at any like Amazon.com, on the Japanese Amazon website, as well as Mandarake, another Japanese goods online store, where you could find basically on another anime on DVD, because they basically cost about like Japanese currency money, which is basically called yen. That's right, those are the Japanese money currencies on there. Especially if you want to buy a Japanese DVD release of anime on there. Some of them can be like a little pricey though, despite the fact of how I can discover basically of how it's basically that, especially if you could play them on your Region 3 DVD player that plays both PAL and NCTC, or whatever you want to pronounce it, like Region 1 players on there. But especially if you're buying a DVD from overseas, particularly, especially the ones in Region 2. Aside from Europe, Japan has basically commonly known of how they got these Region 2 DVDs, despite the fact that they have most of them. Let's say, for example, on a Japanese DVD release of an anime that I have here, I've come to basically known for the fact that for a good example on Japanese DVD releases on here that I have. Let's take an obvious example though. Let's say I have this copy of Pretty Cure Splash Star Japanese DVD release on here. Yeah, it's only in Japanese, but there's no subtitles. Even though I got this, that I've shown you this in my previous discussion video. Yeah, this is Region 2 in NTSC on there. Unlike, beside the Region 2 in those PAL format DVDs on these anime DVD releases that are, for example, like from Italy, like Yamato Video and Dynamic Italia. Those are in PAL format, which I'll cover in the next video. But right now I'm going to be discussing about Japanese DVD releases of anime. That's why. From what I understand, basically, how I wanted to come to discover of how I wanted to come by for how I got this. As for the US DVD releases of anime in Region 1, they are only in Region 1 as well, despite that Region 1 DVD players plays Region 1 DVDs as well. So basically, just because I have a lot of anime on Region 1 on DVDs as well, because they're basically the ones you got here in the US as well. As technically of how I want to get these as well. Most of them can be ranging from like individual volumes to standard DVDs under movies, OVAs, as well as limited edition box sets that come with the manga book, as well as a limited edition box set that take up lack of shelf space, and as well, and I had to admit, which this reminds me, I wonder if I could figure out if I could cover, or I could do a discussion topic about box sets take up lack of shelf space. Even though I've already did the guide to the box sets, but we'll see to find out. Anywho, so basically how Region 1 DVDs of anime that are only exclusively here, especially the US and Canada DVD releases of Japanese anime titles on DVD, because some of them have, like, on these other types of them, English dub DVDs of anime that were available on DVD, but there's no Japanese language dub. Japanese dub in its only dubbed anime titles that were dubbed in its original Japanese, but with English subtitles as well, and as well as other anime titles on. There are the obvious anime titles on DVD and Blu-ray that are mainly dubbed in English, but it's also included the original Japanese dub with English subtitles on here, especially that ranges from other titles. For example, like Sentai Filmworks, Viz Media, Funimation, on every other occasions of some stuff, which I'm giving you the best. Well, there's obviously other titles of anime that were dubbed in Japanese, but with English subtitles. For example, you got Anime Go, Discotek Media, and Sentai Filmworks also on every other one's stuff. Well, they're the reason obvious of how I wanted to discover, particularly of how they're more different than Japanese DVD releases of anime that are only in Japanese with no subtitles, that were released only in Japan, because, Japan's far away from the US, that's why. Of how I wanted to come by for this. Of how I'm given in the facts of how I wanted to discover, of how you would basically want to know as well. Because it's generally a lot more different, particularly, of how what anime DVD releases on here as well. So basically of how mostly ranging from there are the obvious ones as well. Like that there's obvious DVD releases, like there's bootleg DVDs of anime that are with English dub, but with its original Japanese dub with English and Chinese subtitles on the bootlegs. But there is obvious ones as well, which this does remind me, I gotta get back to do a video on discovering the guide to bootleg anime DVDs in the future at this point as well. Which I think that does remind me, I gotta get back to do one as well. Because I have a good topics as well. For the many obvious reason is that, because I just want to know of how I want to come by the differences on here. Especially if you buy anime and Region 1 DVDs on here. For example, like eBay, Amazon Online, Right Stuff Anime Online. On every other several occasions of stuff. As how you wanted to come by for this. And for some of the reason is that, well, there are the obvious ones as well. There's also, you could find Region 1 DVDs of anime that you can find everywhere, such as the ones that are donated to the library for the book sale, if you want to buy them, as well as especially for example, like Region 1 DVDs of anime that were released here in the US and Canada, and Japanese DVD releases of anime that were also released in Japan as well. Well, there are the obvious reasons of how I wanted to come by on this, just because the fact of how I wanted to come by to discover every home video was on there. That you can find them at everywhere, like you see, like you find them at the book sales, at your local library, or at the occasional thrift stores as well. Especially if you haven't found another anime title that you haven't find one before, like maybe at a thrift store, but you couldn't figure out what it was, or if you don't know if its name when you're buying a movie on DVD or Blu-ray, or if you have seen the anime, but you just don't realize what it was, or if you watched it and you recognize the title, then congratulations, then you'll be the luckiest person to own a DVD of a certain anime title that you haven't owned one until now, particularly of how that you find them at flea market, for example, like flea markets, garage sales, book sales at your local library, and every of the occasional thrift stores also. For example, there's other stores. Well, there are the obvious stores that you can find a used anime DVD at other stores, like, for example, like the Salvation Army, Goodwill stores also as well, on several other occasions of how you could find it. Especially what you wanted to find, either a Region 1 DVD release of a Japanese anime title on DVD or Blu-ray. And there's also Japanese DVD releases of anime, but which you could find them. Good luck with that to get one as well. But there's also the obvious reasons of how you could find anime on DVD and everywhere as well. There are the obvious ones. You can also find them on Facebook Marketplace as well, as from what I understand why, particularly of how I wanted to come by for this, especially if you wanted to have a lucky find as well. They're most reasonable things of how I can come by on buying these as well, anime titles on there. Hell, I have been doing a lot of my previous videos on a lot of my anime update videos in the past. I wanted to do this video particularly of how I can do the guides as well on several other occasions. And it's about the thing of how you want to expect that you can hear is that every ways of how you're gonna do like a video for this as well. And on top of that, you would know of how US DVD releases of anime that were available in the US and Canada, those are the Region 1 DVD ones. That we got them here in the US. More different from the Japanese DVD releases of anime that are also available on DVD and Blu-ray, that are also released in Japan as well. Well, there are most of the obvious reasons of how I wanted to come by for this as well. And on top of that, I have basically got the according thing of how, and then afterwards basically of how I wanted to say is that you would know of how I can discover basically why. There's most US DVD releases of anime, ranging from limited edition box sets, as well as regular DVD cases that are all in black. DVD cases that has the see-through on there, like ranges from regular DVD covers to DVD cover, reversible cover ones, the anime DVDs that also come with a poster. Also, and then I admit, I have some anime on DVD that have come with a free poster, that especially if you want to hang it on your wall, just because I'm starting to get the fact that I'm becoming an otaku. Because I have basically wanted to know for facts as though, because I wanted to figure that one out as well. And for the thing of how I wanted to come by on this, for the own certain amount of topic, we have the reason of how you expect for every home video releases of anime on DVDs and Blu-rays that are released in the US as well. Japanese DVD releases of anime and anime that are released on DVD and Blu-rays are in Region 1, but there's also the Italian DVD releases of anime that are released on DVD and Blu-ray released in Italy, which I think that reminds me, I think I gotta get back to do another topic in the future also as well. Because basically, just because the anime DVDs that are more commonly different from anime on VCDs, despite that VCDs are more commonly known in Asia, aside from Japan and South Korea, despite that the VCDs are most commonly known, despite that the DVD, they're less pricey than the DVDs were, especially of how I wanted to come by for a good topic of the thing of how I come by on this as well. Which pretty soon I might cover anime on VCDs in the nearest future also. Because I've already covered my topic on the guide to anime on VHS tapes in the past, as from what I understand why. Especially if, of course, I wanted to cover this certain amount of topic on video, that's why. And for some of the reason is that you could know of how I wanted to come by of how I come across for the DVD comparisons between Region 1 DVD releases of anime that are available in the US and Canada. Especially you can get those like on Right Stuff Anime Online, whether it's on DVD and Blu-ray, doesn't matter. Of course, basically of how I wanted to come by, of how I discover things as well, because I have wanted to cover interesting amounts of topic as well. We wind out with this as well. Well, there's also the obvious out-of-print anime on DVDs and Blu-rays also. Like, that they're more difficult to find. Some of them may be, like, hard to find on out-of-print anime on DVD and Blu-rays. Which I think that also reminds me, I gotta get back to do an out-of-print anime on DVD and Blu-ray discussion video at one point as well. So this basically how I wanted to cover another topic in the future as well. So that's going to be it for my discussion topic on the differences on Region 1 US DVDs of anime versus Japanese DVD releases of anime for this type of discussion topic on this topic here for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this video. This is a brand new topic, basically. Despite I've already covered the guide to, like, anime on DVDs, I meant VHS tapes in the past. This video is going to take the cake as well, because I wanted to come up with these new kind of topics I have wanted to come up with. Despite, because I have been doing whether it's passion or a hobby you're passionate about, of what you're thankful for as well. Especially of how you wanted to do any kind certain amount of topic as well. Subscribe for content. My Anime Planet link in the description down below. If you want to share this on your Twitter and Facebook, you want to check out my Anime Planet, the link will be in the description down below, because I have a huge backlog of anime and manga. Patreon link will be in the description down below. If you want to check, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below on this video if you like as well. Let me know as well. And if you want to check out your thoughts in the comments just let me know your comments by commenting on this video in the comments section. And also be sure to smack the like button if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to click on the subscribe button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel as a newcomer. Smack the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates, because I have new ones as well. Keep it otaku for this discussion video, because I wanted to do a type of video between Region 1 DVDs of anime that are available in the US and Japanese DVD releases of anime in this type of discussion video. That's why. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my video. I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. Take care. Bye.